the B3ST Reviews channel. I am here with James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel.
Hey.
The link is in the description of the video, as always, to James's channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews 833 on YouTube. I had to type it out. I'm going to go back and try because for some reason YouTube is tripping. But he is there. Please subscribe to his channel. We do a lot there as well. But we are here to go over. Oh, I almost said the Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's after we are. Oh, you're muted again.
No, good thing is I laughed out loud so hard. I was like, dude, this look like the Real Housewives of Beverly
Like,
Hills.
wait, all these black people's definitely not the Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I would even give it to one of them.
Nope.
So,
We're here for Love and Hip Hop Miami, beautiful people. This is why I put the Lord, he don't follow me in. Hello, oh so best. Shout out to the husband. Thank you for
you over
supporting.
there trolling.
He is. That's what he does. He likes to troll me. But we're gonna go over season 6, episode 3, titled Love Sick. Again, I just think this art, the photo they did for this season was beautiful. Everybody aligned. They got most of the people in the damn photo. I'm okay with it. I like that Love and Hip Hop embraces change versus other reality shows like The Housewives of Beverly Hills that keep people like Kyle on for 14 seasons of nonsense. So I'm glad to see that. So this episode was the Hot Mess Express, y'all. I am sorry I missed it yesterday. I worked full time. I was tired and I'm old. And I it's the truth. So we start this episode with foolery. Shay and her delusions go to question Fabian, about the pregnancy test that Zoe's sister had Zoe approach Shay about. Now, Fabo denies knowing Zoe or her sister, if y'all pay attention, because we know how this episode ended with the sister basically telling a lie, right? But Fabo is also lying, and something did happen between them because we did see receipts for their conversations that they've had together. So Fabo first says, I don't know these people. I don't know this girl. Then it goes into, because Shay's crazy. She questioning him, hollering, doing all that she does with her big old teeth. And this is where Fabian finally says to her, all right, I was getting my hair done by Zoe's sister, or Zoe, it sounds like. And that is how he met the sister. I'm like, so first, dude, you claim you don't know these people at all, but then all of the next second, when your girl keeps yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, now you admit to meeting them. And everybody knows that Zoe do hair. So why would you lie about that, Fabo? But Shay is dumb. She pretty much admits to the confessional camera that she ignored her intuition. She still has not learned anything. She was just hollering at him. And she told us her baby daddy, when she was pregnant, was a man that she had been dealing with on and off for 12 years. Who the hell does that? So what do you expect? He gonna keep cheating, Shay, because he knows that you're gonna yell, you're gonna show your big teeth, and then you're gonna take him back and drive the Tesla. So I'm tired of them, but I'm gonna get James's perspective on it because nothing else happened.
That's exactly what I said was gonna happen. If y'all watched the recap from last week, she gonna be like, nah, you need to do something. To me, at some point, you got to understand this lady's too old for this. She is too old to be doing this. She is too old to be living like this. She is too old to be dealing with this. She is too old for this. And I'm about sick of her every week on my TV just behaving just so clownery. It's just, I can't do her. I swear, y'all, I try. I try. I try to give her grace because she is a beautiful person. Like this on physicality, she is, a legend in her own right because we've known her since we were in high school. So, she still keep her relevancy. So I try to give her grace, but she always finds a way to ruin it every time.
Yeah, according to the internet, Shay was born on September the 30th of 1983. She is 41 years old. She should be past this age of stupidity as it relates to
I'm gonna
dating.
see
But
her
then
birth because I don't believe that.
I believe it because a lot of these ladies on Flavor of Love were in their early to mid 20s, and that was, oh God, 20 years ago. Ooh, God help
I
me.
don't know. I still don't.
So I think that Shay is younger, but people think that with age comes wisdom, with age comes sense. I work at a senior center, y'all. It's not the truth. I got clients that's 80 plus years old, 90-year-old clients still thoughting and plotting. So, you know, some people grow, some people don't. It depends on who you are as a person. I definitely think Shay needs to do a lot more to grow so that she can look into herself and figure out why she is okay with being in an on and off relationship for 12 years with somebody who won't commit, who's married and engaged, and allegedly gave somebody else's Tesla to you. So, she needs to definitely work on herself because I don't even feel sorry for Shay no more. I can't. You knew what you got when you got with him. Still chose to get pregnant by him. And now we supposed to feel sorry for you because you don't like the allegations. And then wasn't you just talking about an episode ago that you guys are the hottest thing in Miami and everybody wants your relationship? Shay, I can't.
Yeah, that's something I really want, y'all. I really want, you know, I really want a man that sit up there and got 50, 11 kids in between two countries. I really want a man that got multiple women in different area codes and bi-coastal. I want
And
that kind of man. I
disrespect your
really
mom.
do. And who's married, and yeah, and who's still legally married, so he couldn't even marry me even if I wanted to, if I wanted to go to the courthouse real quick. Yeah, that's what I want.
God,
That's what I want. Absolutely.
she's stupid. But no,
Right.
Shay, she'll be married in 2 seasons, y'all. That's how I feel. Um, to Fabo probably. Well, yeah, maybe to Fabo. Hell, he's married in another country.
He
But
better, if she going through all this, she better marry her. Look, if she gonna put us through all this, y'all, she better marry him. That's all I know.
Shay has effectively though made a fool of herself as it relates to dating. From the moment we met her, she looked stupid competing with a bunch of other dumb chicks for Flav. And then when we saw her again years later, she was trying to get with Scrappy. Oh no. So I just can't with Shay. Now we did see Black China, Angela White. I really don't know what to call her because it says Angela Black China White. Her Instagram says
She's gonna
Black
be
China.
Black China until they stop calling her Black China to me. Until I see that she is fully Angela White, she's going to be Black China to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect her because I do. I'm starting to like her. I really am. I didn't like her at first, but I'm starting to
Mhm.
warm up to her. But I'm sorry. Until she directly gets rid of Black China, but I don't even know if that works because, God rest her soul, vanity will always be vanity to me. I know she stopped going by that since the 80s before she passed, but I always knew her as vanity, even when she would do her gospel appearances. That's vanity. I'm sorry. You can't have
You
a
gotta
name
be
for
really careful when you pick your professional names
yes.
because you're gonna be stuck.
Pigeonholed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're gonna be stuck with it. Even if you change your name, people will forever know you as that. Hell, I'm sorry to say it, but people still refer to Diddy as Puffy,
Yep.
Puff Daddy. People still do.
Yep.
But she's likes Miami thus far. The only problem I have is she's like talking to her dude and all of these things about her kids, and I'm like, why are you doing so much in sober sound mind to move across the country to be with this man in Miami? Because China can go anywhere, but her children and her children's fathers, Tyga, Robert Kardashian, they both reside in California, Southern California, primarily as their main residence. We know these celebrities and stuff move around a lot and all of that. But I'm not going to move away from my children who I am working to rebuild a relationship with because we've watched the Kardashians do the bulk of the work in raising her kids. And Tyga always got that baby with him, even with the booming music career. So
And I
I
always see
just
Khloe Kardashian with her daughter, so that's why I'm like,
there's no excuse for her to. I
yeah.
feel like that's a choice that you're making for a man. I respect China's change. I really do. Angela, you're doing a great job. I love to see people thrive and change, but I want to see her thrive, change, and practice sobriety and a sound mind with and near her kids. And no man is right for her if they're not going to love and understand the importance of her being near her kids. So I say that to say her new man, Derek, who's a very talented producer who I respect musically, but as a man for Angela White, he seems extremely young minded. And he really made me like feel sound in my opinion of him seeming young minded when you dating a woman who's sober. You
Mhm.
dating a woman who's trying to change not just herself but her image publicly. Yet you want to come back to Miami party capital, one of the party capitals of the world.
Absolutely, it is.
And you want to not just be there, but you want to throw parties and get back in the club with your old ass reject friends. Now, I get that he has the right to have his career. He's a producer, he's in the music industry, he's got an album and all of that coming. So it makes sense. Honestly, Miami is a good space for Derek to be professionally. However, comma, why do you worry about Angela being around your parties and the shots and stuff? That tells me this relationship isn't as developed as they want us to think it is because
No, I feel like she's settling. I feel like she's settling, and then I feel like for him, because I can't say he's trying to attach himself for her name. I feel like he could do a bigger name than that. So I don't know what his gripe is with her, but for me, I feel like he's a nice guy. He's very, soft. There's something about these men with these soft voices that you women fall for every single time. I don't know what that's about, but I can honestly see I can honestly see the appeal for her. And I do feel like there's some extent of her settling because he doesn't, to me, he's no different than, any other body that she's ever been with. I don't feel like he's any different, minus the, you know, whatever she went through with Robert Kardashian. And I didn't know her with Tyga, so I don't know what she went through with him.
I
But
feel like she got with Rob Kardashian for karma because she used to be friends with Kim and them, and then
it
they
could
fell
be,
out.
it could be. But I'm
But
just
then
saying,
she also wanted that come up.
yeah, I just don't understand. For me, I'm not seeing the couple here. I'm just seeing, because to me, I feel like it probably was him that convinced her to do Love and Hip Hop Miami. Because I don't think she would have did it without him. Like, I don't see her coming on the show on
I
her
think
own.
she would have, because we have to remember she just tried to take the Kardashians to court, didn't go nowhere, but she was suing and allegedly running out of money places, freaking out in airports. So she hit her bottom, and I think that's part of why she might have gotten sober. But so I do think that she needs the check.
But she
I
had
don't
her
think she
own
wants
show
to
and
do
stuff.
it.
That's why I'm like, I don't
She
understand.
had her own show, hun, but since then, like in recent times, China went through a lot publicly, lost almost everything, like financially. Her Some of her
Oh, I
financial
didn't know that.
records
See, I
been
don't know
slipped.
her. So that's why I'm like,
She was
I'm just
broke, basically, which nothing's
okay. So
wrong
now
with.
maybe I understand this a little bit better now.
Yeah, I think she needs the check, but if she maintained her money and didn't go off on this crazy drunken tangent or whatever she went through, I think she would have managed the money that she had previously better. But now I do think she needs to check, but I don't know, James. She's
I just don't see this.
concerned.
I don't see this relationship. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either. I'm rooting for her, but I don't see it. But another stigma that people are kind of quiet about, at least in my experience, is if you're a girl that's sober, more like well mannered versus, the chick that's just ready to drink and turn up at the club with your man, like sometimes you attract a different type of dude that may not be in the space that you are at, because it seemed like the worst of the worst dudes want to have the nicest of the nicest of females, the sweetest, the quietest, the most sober, all of that. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with these two, but I'm on James's side with this. I don't see it for this couple either. I don't trust him. Something about is off, but I can't say what it is yet because we don't know this man. Um, but moving it on along, you guys, if you haven't already, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you really, really like us. It's easy and free way to support us, help us get in this inconsistent YouTube algorithm. We do appreciate you. Moving it along, Amara is a guest on what she calls a Spanish version of The View, which is a talk show where a bunch of women get together who are well known and speak about stuff. That's what talk shows are. Hell, y'all should know what The View is. If you don't, I'm sorry. But I'm like, okay, Amarta, good for you. We know that she has a great career in the Spanish speaking realm of fame. But why is Marlon in the audience? Why is this Haitian man in the Spanish speaking audience? What is going on? And secondly, how did he know to get there? How did he know she was there? This is given stage by production, or Amada decided to go to the next person's husband because Alan's wife is now exposed. So I don't know what's going on with that. But on top of being in the audience, Marlon brought her an orchid, the flower. which I hate when people gift those just because they're one of the hardest flowers to keep alive and to get to grow, just as quiet as it's kept. But you brought her flowers, you showed up. He claims he tracked Amada down because Flo was upset. Why would you track down a woman that your wife just got into an altercation with when you're trying to win your wife back? Why? Especially when your wife is saying that this woman that you've tracked down has told her that you flirted with her. Why are you tracking Amada down? It don't make no sense. So this guy, I was gonna say Alan, Lord, Marlon, they one and the same. Marlon says that he did not flirt with Amada, and they play a clip. And in this situation, at first I was like, when watching the clip, okay, you did not flirt with her. But then when we get later down in the episode, I'm gonna be like, okay, you did flirt with her. So he is the only one. I do have to give Marlon some type of credit. He is the only person to ask Amada when hearing of their altercation between her and Flo, what happened? Like no one else has really asked. Flo's just telling everyone, I'm a victim. She hit me, while not telling them I threw a glass cup and a beverage at her head. I didn't just do that. I snuck her so she wasn't expecting it. She thought I was leaving. Flo's playing herself to be innocent when she's not. So I'm really annoyed, but I'm happy Amara clarified that Flo got physical first. And Marlon did not look surprised. I think there's a lot about this couple that we don't know, which we already know. I think that Flo is just as bad as Marlon, and I will get to that later on. But Marlon decides to then discuss his marriage with Flo and his issues with her and all of that with Amara, the woman that she don't like, and where there's an accusation of cheating between the two of them. I'm just like, you know what? This is stupid. This whole scene felt fake. No one is really that stupid. I wish the hell my husband would go meet with a bitch that I done had to pop in the mouth to get her side of the story. Why does it matter, Negro? Why does it matter? I can't understand it. I can't. I just can't. So I'm annoyed. The conversation pretty much ends with Marlon asking Amada about her business. And, it seemed like he wanted a job at first because he was like, I'm a mechanic. I know you have a new house. You're having issues with it. I could fix anything. And Amara's like, well, maybe he can do some work for me. And da, la, 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 la. Amara, this is either a storyline or this is how you steal people's husbands. Because now I know that you a hoe. I'm saying what I'm saying. Uh, I don't know what her problem is, but a mechanic, a contractor, or a handyman they're all different. For those who don't know, mechanics usually work on cars, trucks, engines, planes, things of that nature. Or if you work in a warehouse, a mechanic may come and repair the, equipment that's helping the line to move. You know, uh, People who work on houses and stuff, that's a little bit different. So I don't know why she said, "Oh, he's a mechanic. He can help me around my house," because she bought a fixer upper. Secondly, Amara, you learned a lot about real estate and investment with Alan because you were into flipping houses and things like that, right? So now you're someone who's seasoned in this industry. So I know that you knew or know of people that are reputable that you can hire because you're flipping and renting homes. So I know that you probably, when you're in that business, have a team of people set up already to work on the homes. So why not have them come work on your home? But instead, you want to go to the mechanic who's the husband of a girl that you got beef with. Why would he offer that if he's trying to win his wife back? James, I'm gonna get your opinion because I have nothing for these people.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how to realistically feel because Flo's playing games too. So I don't know if I really can fault him right now. I mean, I guess I can because he's still technically married to her. So I guess I can't really fault him, but I don't believe this storyline.
It
I don't.
feels fake.
It feels so fake. There's another thing you're gonna mention where I'm really gonna go off. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion for that. But this whole showing up, I'm glad, yeah, like you said, he was getting both sides of the story because Flo was full of shit when she was telling him the story. But um it gives weird. It gives very awkward. Why are you trying to entertain this? What if your wife came to you and asked you, are you really flirting with this lady? Then you show up to the lady job with an orchid, it's like, okay, so what the hell's going on? Like, he really
My
is.
man better not be getting no other chick flowers unless it's a colleague, co-worker, a
Hell, you can't even do
cousin.
that with me. I don't even.
I
Don't.
don't
The
mind
only
if it's
woman.
like a
Listen, let me say
co-worker or
something to you. There's two
something.
women you can buy flowers for in my book. There's only two women you can buy flowers for. That's your mama and your granny. I draw
Damn,
the line at some aunties. I do.
can't stand you. Cannot stand you. He said your mama and I cannot with you. Well, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm honestly not mad at that. I'm just not. But we know that this storyline is just ugh. So we move on to Eliza. She goes to see her daughter, Shemaya, and the girl was pumping. I am an advocate for breastfeeding. There are nutrients in breast milk that you just cannot make in a lab. There are nutrients in breast milk that help with child development, child behavior later in life, things of that nature. Yes, I did go to school to speak on it, so please don't come for me because I did not send for you people. But there's a lot of benefits to breastfeeding, especially for premature babies in the NICU. And we learned that her daughter, well, Eliza said the baby was born at 31 weeks, and usually a full pregnancy goes to 39, 40 weeks, things of that nature. But 31 weeks is pretty early. Um, the baby is small. The baby is finally off of the machines, helping them to breathe and all of these things. And she said the baby was 3.6 pounds. I had to rewind to make sure that I heard that correctly. That is so concerning. But the baby can't survive. I was born at 31 weeks, according to my mama and the paperwork. And I had to go in the little incubator and all of that. And apparently I was born at 3.5 pounds. So babies can survive that. God bless medicine and doctors who know what they're doing, because that's important. I really am glad the child is okay. But I'm gonna have to read this lady again, which we don't expect much from Eliza. She's got a botched BBL, a face that we'll never get used to no matter how much makeup she puts on it. And she's famous for being the last chick that was passed around on Tory Lane's plane before he went down. So and she basically did what she had to do to get a baby by somebody very famous just for the judge to see her trick and not give her much in child support. So I'm not surprised when Eliza says things that lean towards, ooh, you probably a terrible mama, or ooh. And I don't usually make statements like this, like, oh, you're an effed up parent, and we've seen some crazy parents on here like Mama D the pimp and all sorts of stuff. But Eliza, you really are trash. And there are women out there who cannot have children for whatever reason. And here you are with the child just messing up the church's money for no good reason. She has not had the time to see her grandchild, she says, because of work. What work? Unless you got a 9 to 5 and is clocking in somewhere. What work? Because these cameras, this counts as work, Love and Hip Hop. They could have followed your ass to see the baby, or they would have allowed you to film it on your phone if it was a health risk, and they would have took that footage. We've seen them do that before on reality shows. You're a real estate agent, she says. She claims she was selling houses, even though we ain't seen her sell one. But if you're real estate, you have the autonomy at work to be able to go away to see your grandchild here and there, because you're constantly back and forth to appointments. Hell, if she was a social worker like me, I'm constantly visiting clients on home visits, office visits, things of that nature. You could have went and saw your grandbaby during that time. There's no excuse to not see your grandchild and to not offer your child more emotional support. And a lot of people seem to think that I gave my baby, especially in the Black community. I'm sorry. The people like to think you got the roof over your head, you got food in your belly, and you got clothes on your back. I have done my job as a parent. There's so much more that comes with it. There's so much more. And the stuff that matters the most in terms of human development and who your child will be as a person usually has to do with the emotional connection that they have with their parents and the love that they got, as well as trauma and other things, because I'm not going to go over all that now. But I just felt like Eliza's full of shit. And then her daughter confirmed she's full of shit by saying that she could have been more present during the pregnancy. Sounds like this woman did not even barely call her child while she was pregnant, because she was upset that her child got pregnant by the baby daddy, but at least your child didn't get pregnant in high school like you. Be glad for something. I know she didn't have a baby in the best circumstance. A lot of people don't, but don't turn your back on her when she needs you the most and you claim you want a better relationship with her. Why not say, well, I can't wait for my grandchild, make up lost time, get closer to you through that? Eliza just missed the mark as a whole. I will say that baby daddy don't seem to be around because the girls talk about she alone and she's stressed and all of that. But Eliza's solution to all of this, she says, is to plan a push party for her daughter because she couldn't have a baby shower, any of that, because she had the baby so early. But I could tell Eliza's daughter was just like, mm. So how'd you feel about that? So,
Um, I don't. Here's the thing, because I did see on Instagram that she did go and visit the grandbaby in the NICU before this, um, not before this episode, but before this conversation happened. So I don't know what to believe with her. I don't. So I'm back and forth. Now, what we can't dispute was her being an absentee mother. We can't dispute that because she's made that very clear. But I'm kind of at a standpoint, and I guess I'm gonna talk about this more when we get to the actual push party. How much more sorry can she be? Is my thing. I think at some point, like, you can't keep holding that over her head if you're gonna want her in your life, and she is showing up, for you in these ways. Like, she is still showing up, whether it be financially or something. So it's not like, yeah, she can't make up for where she is, but she can start today. And I feel like if she's already started a today with you, then you need to move forward from that today. And if you can't do it, then you need to get either counseling or therapy to forgive her for your childhood. Because it's starting to get to a point now where I'm kind of like, same song and dance. And it's getting old.
yeah, I can agree with that. I could thoroughly agree with that. But I do hope that these two, even though I have strong opinions on Eliza as a mother, I will say that I hope that she is making up for her mistakes with the first child, with the other baby she got, or whatever other kids that she has. I will also say that this is why I had a strong opinion about China moving across the country from her kids. Everything that you do, your kids are taking note of, and it is being put to their long term memory. They will not forget. Even if they don't see you away and all of those, their kids will remember and it will affect them. And maybe her daughter wouldn't have been in the situation she was in if she had a mom that was present. I'm just saying, there are moms like James's mom, my mom. I don't have the perfect parents either, but I mean, hell, she was around at the very least. So, there's that. So, Trina's brother Snoop goes to tell Hot Topic, Hot Topic, go off of this show. Why the hell is Hot Topic on this show? She gives nothing. Unless you're bringing back Bernice from South Beach to Hot Topic, I don't care to see you. I don't see you work. You're supposed to be a promoter or a publicist. I ain't seen you do nothing. So, you're just hearing Trina's business, but never with Trina. It's very strange. Now, Hot Topic is bothered by Trina's new man. And so, Snoop goes to tell her of what he experienced when he talked to Swerve and the shadiness. He couldn't tell them nothing, the secret about the marriage. I just kept thinking, like, why does Hot Topic care? Like, Trina's blood brother is saying, hey, but my sister happy. So, I see what you say. And he did acknowledge the guy is shady and not respectful, but this is what people don't seem to understand. And this is why people who are really close to their families, I've noticed, either have several divorces, can't find no relationship to last, or have issues. Not all families are like this, but I think the way Swerve handled it is appropriate. At the end of the day, your sister is already married. There is nothing that you can do about that. Throwing a fit and being upset with her is not going to make her get a divorce, and could potentially push her away because Trina is hard headed. She doesn't listen, and she's stupid as hell when it comes to dating. She's also unprofessional. So you're not going to expect a person with all of that to suddenly just change and become so empathetic. I think that Trina's ability to be how she was prior, I feel like after her mom passed, she really like changed a lot, which is understandable. And I think her brother probably understands that and is just happy to see his sister have some type of happiness, regardless on if it's temporary or not. Because even if this man played with Trina, I am sure, prenup or not, that Trina can afford to get an attorney that will help her through things. And people questioning this guy's intentions is something that she can use later in court without a prenup to show, like, I don't want to pay him because he may have been an opportunist, you know? So there are other options that she has, but hot topic, if the blood brother is not tripping, then let it go. Why do you care?
It's a big payout if she releases it. So that's why she's doing it. And that's where you have to watch people, and certain people you have that are bloggers and people like who really get make a lot of money off of your misery or your happiness, whichever one comes first. You have to watch those people because as we see here, she was the one that put it out because she said she has nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, were you really my friend, or were you just using me to make sure your little blog or whatever it is that you have, become successful off of my own happiness that I haven't even reached yet. So that's why I said I don't really see it for her right now. I never really did anyway, but this situation really made me look at her like that's supposed to be your friend.
Mm.
That's like that's like me having my secret wedding and then Mrs. Best comes to her channel and then exposes, well, James got married before I could break the news myself. Mrs. Best is not going to do that until I break the news.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, because she's my real friend, despite us being partners in this, YouTube street, she has a lot of respect for me, and as I do for her as well, where we're not going to out each other's happiness or misery for substantial gain. That's
Yeah.
just that's sad.
Yeah, I think that there are lots of examples of that. There are so many people who work together in real life and on TV, and then also have a separate personal friendship. I also am a firm believer in karma. What you give, you're gonna get right back. What you put out into the world, you get right back in the form of energy and every other thing. So, hot topic, you may feel like you're winning, but at the end of the day, when your friend gets into a relationship, because Hot Topic's only beef with Trina is I don't see her no more since she got with Swerve. If you know how many of my friends watch my lives, and they probably go comment after I say this, you know how many of them heifers have known me, and I'm gonna include James as one of the honorary heifers. Y'all done know me so many years prior to me being married, and people don't see or hear from me all the time because I got my husband. I'm gonna prioritize spending time with my husband over everybody else. And a real friend will understand that, not get mad and butthurt.
Oh, I wouldn't get mad and butthurt at all. No, but she don't do that to me. But I'm just saying. I hear from her. When I don't hear from her, is because you know what? We just like she just said, she got to prioritize her life, and she's married. She has a husband. He always comes first, which he absolutely should. And I understand
If
that
he
as
start
one of
acting a
as the
fool,
lead heifer friend of all the heifer cliques in here. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm just saying for me, it's like I don't think people respect marriage like they should. I think that's
no.
the problem here.
A lot of people, I think, people get married for love, yes, but I think also sometimes there are those people who get married and then feel like because they're married, it makes them like look more valuable or appealing and better. And when you marry, you really shouldn't care how you look to nobody but your spouse. But Hot Topic is something wrong with her. But
Something
we
wrong
move
with her. I
on.
was gonna say something wrong. I get what you were saying, but something
Something wrong with Hot Topic. She don't get it. Be happy. See, I'm getting jealousy, but that's just me. Um, Amara goes to see Trick Daddy in the hospital, which threw me off. But okay, Amara. Another scene they put together because I don't think nobody else on this cast really likes Trick enough to like go see him in a hospital. Amada seems to be the one that's willing to do, whatever for the show. And I do think to a certain extent she is sweet. Like if she sees anyone on the cast like in a hospital, unless she came for her kids or something, I do feel like Amada would visit them. But we learned that Trick had a blockage. It sounded like a bowel obstruction, but it sounds like it was something else. We do have to remember that he has lupus. So when something goes wrong, it is 10 times worse because he is autoimmune deficient. So there is that. But he had to have emergency surgery as a result. The stomach is not something you play with. And essentially, Trick says he's going to have to stop with the fried food and drugs. And but what cracked me up, he said, I got to stop with the fried food and drugs, but I'm still going to drink. Trick, we gonna enjoy Trick Daddy while we can, y'all. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that to be messy or nothing for this recap, but the way that he eats, the fact that he has lupus, and the stress that he puts himself through, he needs to be cool in real life. Hypertension, high blood pressure, high sugar. Like he got all sorts of problems. I'm glad he's
I'm just
okay.
saying, and Trick, why you be cussing out your next of kin? I don't understand that.
That's what I was going to mention next. So he says he does not respect Trina or Joy. I understand him not respecting Trina. Hell, a lot of us don't respect Trina no more. We like the little songs you did back in the day, but the way that she treats Trick professionally, to me, it's like, sis, he put you on. Let's just call a spade a spade. He was on your biggest hits. you know, most of her biggest hits are features too. Sorry. Uh, like Trina is just unprofessional. And I think that Trina can be extremely self centered and only think about herself. But we all knew that. And I don't think the fame is an excuse of that. Because, like I said, Beyonce and stars way bigger than Trina. They can be on time. They can respect and still have their day ones. She, I think, is likes being the queen of Miami and getting her ass kissed because nowhere else is that happening. But Trick say he cussed out Joy. What did Joy do? Trina was late, so you cussed out Joy? Why, Trick? Why? Now he talk about you got to be careful how you treat people and all of these things, but you know, I hope that he heals. He says, you never know in this life. You got to take advantage. Ain't nobody coming to see me, but you're still proud to cuss somebody out.
And
Trick
it's
is
not
proof.
just and it's not just somebody like that, like it's your wife. Like at the
The
end of the
one that
day,
you
like
want,
the one that you want,
because she
the
don't
one
own
that you
him.
won't give divorce for or anything like that, the one you gonna the one that you said on social media when Joy get married, the man gotta marry you too. It was like, wait, but what's going on here?
Mhm.
So I don't understand what you would cuss her out for and how you don't have no respect for her when she was there.
Yeah,
I don't get him. I just, it's just, I guess because she's not, what is it called?
he wants her to suddenly go back to being his wife and by his side every day and helping him handle stuff while he's in the hospital. But, I'm going to just say this too shall pass. I don't have it for these people. I'm tired of discussing Trick. I'm tired of discussing Troy. I'm tired of discussing Trina. I'm tired of these people. I really am. I'm glad he's alive. You know, we'll see. He gonna go to Sundays, his little restaurant, which is actually doing well in Miami. They got good reviews and all types of stuff. Apparently, food good, and Miami don't
that
have
was
good
one of my
food.
biggest regrets of never eating there because anytime I would go by there, it was always packed. And I'm not
Mm,
going to wait in line for that. So
mm.
yeah, that was one of my biggest regrets. I didn't get to eat at this restaurant when I lived there because that was still, even though like there were mixed reviews a lot of the times, where depending on who you know, but it was like I still want to try it for myself.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody I know who been to Miami says it's the worst food ever. Go there for the sights. Go there for activity. Don't go there for food. Don't unless you're gonna go to the hood and eat some of the food from the Cubans, the Haitians, the beautiful foreign people that are there. But other than that, so they go to this little club event for China's man Derek. Trina Trina is acting like she having a bad day because her marriage was posted. You're a stupid broad, Trina. You should never be having a bad day because people know that you're married. Whenever people say, I wanted to live in the moment, no one needed to know, that means that you're ashamed of your marriage. Because I ain't never met a person that's not ready to be like, I got married to at least their close friends and family. She didn't tell nobody, which lets me know that she knew that what she was doing was wrong, which means that shame is attached to that, and that should not be a part of your wedding day. Just saying, whether you go to the court or have a big wedding. So I'm like, okay, well, if you have to keep him a secret, Trina, he's not for you, but okay, we will see. The talkless man who talks slow like something wrong with him. That's her husband. Congrats. I would have rather you stayed with Wayne. Hell, at least he could get high and talk right. And at least he can rap. Okay. This man Swerve, from what I heard on that little song with Trina, cannot rap. That's just my opinion. So China also, Black China says she's gonna be making music again. Okay. Best of luck, China.
I haven't heard any of the past music, so I don't know what that sounds like.
It
So
wasn't bad. It gave City Girls energy. And I'm sorry to City Girls fans, but Young Miami can't rap to save her life, her soul, or her children. And the JT girl, she's okay at rapping, but I don't think she's truly lyrically developed as an artist or rapper. So it wasn't bad what China did, but it like anybody could have done
I just thought she was just, just the social media presence. I never knew any. That's what I don't know nothing about her. I don't. All I know is that she do reality TV. That's all I knew, and that she was with the Kardashians at one point, and then when that shit happened in the scandal. That's all I really know. I didn't know what she did talent wise, or if that were career choice. I thought she really, who I thought, what I thought she did? I thought she was from the Bad Girls Club. That's what my original thought. And then when I watched the show she did with Rob Kardashian, I said, there it is.
Amber Rose who I'm surprised isn't on here, were very close. They came up as basically strippers that were
so she was a stripper.
Yes, they were strippers. And then they
Okay.
Amber Rose ended up, because she was best friends with Amber Rose, and Amber Rose ended up with Kanye West, and then that's how those two came to be. And since then, she's done reality TV, all these crazy things, but she's not known for having a talent, unless bouncing that ass is the talent. But the ass that she used to bounce, she had it removed. So I don't know, but she's making more music. The music she made before wasn't bad, you guys. It just wasn't anything that anyone who's really into hip hop would respect, if that makes sense. And I do music reviews, so I am kind of into it. So it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't listen to it again. Bobby comes in, Bobby Lights, looking a mess with that new face and them tore up injections in his lip. And he mad Trina got married, and he feel like he wasn't important enough to know. And he says that he's drinking less. Bobby, stop touching Scarface. That's all I'm gonna say, because I can't say too much on YouTube without getting blocked and shadow banned. But I want to know, are you still touching the Scarface? Do you still powder your nose, Bobby? I need to know.
We all need to know.
My beef with Bobby, he does go up to Trina because, Black China was like, just say, hey, cousin, glad to see you. We'll talk soon or whatever. Congrats on getting married. And leave it there. So he goes up to Trina and tries to do that. And this bitch, Trina, you did not speak to my husband, and I don't have to. Trina, you're not going to do this. People respect you. Nobody knows this man. And just because, like, for instance, just because I'm married to my husband does not mean that everybody's going to respect him. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that. It just doesn't. We are still separate individuals who have come together. Yes, we may be one in the eyes of the IRS, but in the eyes of everybody else, he is still his own person. I am still my own person. So we definitely need to earn the respect of the people that we are around, together and separately. That's how I feel. Just because that's your husband don't mean he got to speak to him. Now, should Bobby have spoke? Sure. He could have been like, congrats to you guys on your marriage, and left it there. But Trina, you could have said thank you before saying you didn't speak to my husband. I felt like that was rude. But I don't blame Bobby for just walking away.
I would have too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that. Yeah. I was actually proud of him for doing that and not doing what we would have seen Bobby Light season 1 and 2 do. So I think that with Bobby walking away, when people stop arguing and accepting Trina's BS and just stop caring, then I think that will be the moment that she learns that though you are important, though you have done so much to help your family, that doesn't mean they have to kiss your ass and you get to just disrespect
I'm gonna say, and I will feel away as her cousin if, one, why would I congratulate something you didn't even want to tell me about?
Thank you.
Like, that's how I feel.
You want to be congratulated, but you want to keep it a secret.
Or you want me to speak to your husband when I don't even know if that is your husband? Because you have not told me anything. So, and I don't know who this is. He's random to me.
Thank you.
So, what do you want me to? Why should I speak to him directly? Like,
That's what I mean by self-centered. She is only thinking
but I
of
feel like
self.
that's the people who glorify, and that's why I said I have no problem with people supporting people who, have crafts and everything and made them millionaires. I have no problem with people supporting those people, buying their music, supporting them, making sure they go on, purchase tickets for their tours, and really show their love and support. But when you glorify people like there's some kind of god, that gets to people's heads, and then they walk around like this, where they feel like they're just the epitome of life success, and nothing can touch them, and nothing can hurt them, and nothing can do anything.
If
And
you
that's
are an aspiring rapper, Swerve, that can rap, and you are dating a legend who is very talented lyrically, very talented. Trina can compete with some of these men if you really listen to her
oh yeah.
albums and how she can really spit it.
Oh, yeah, she has
Really can.
mastered the craft of talking 85 miles per hour. She has mastered that to a T, and every word is pronounced correct. Absolutely.
She's a great rapper from cadence to lyrics, all of these things, but her dude is not. And you would think that if he wants to make friends in the industry, that he would be respectful of everybody that he meets, especially on this show, because in the circles and places that she be, he could be meeting publicists, potential managers, making
Right.
his mark so that he can be able to stay on this show. We're not even interested in you, dude. I think something wrong with you and you need to lean up off that syrup. But that's just me. Now, we're going to move to foolery because Amara's car is not starting, driving that big ass Escalade. And one of her
Brand
twins,
new at that. Okay.
full of it. One
Right.
of her twins is in the hospital for a reason that she could not tell us, only one of them. She says that her mom did not tell her until after the kids were already at the hospital because her mama didn't want to interrupt her. You need to find a new sitter. I don't give a damn if my mama's watching my baby, my grandma's watching my baby, my husband, mother in law. I don't care. If one of my kids is up in the hospital or is sick enough to go, you better be calling me the whole time you are on your way there. Because I know at one point that baby was in the car and there was nothing that mama could do. And especially with Amada's mom, who has been in this country for how long and can't speak no damn English, she needs help to translate and understand things. So why were you not calling your child and sending her all types of messages? One of the twins is in the hospital. Why did the mom wait till after? Is what I don't understand. That pissed me off. Secondly, what pissed me off, she calls Marlon. Bitch, you don't got AAA? I do. And I'm on a social worker income. We are overworked and underpaid, by the way. Support your social workers, y'all. But I can afford AAA. And when I didn't have AAA, shout out to Flow with Progressive. They better give me a deal, Progressive. I had roadside through them. And you know what? Whether you got Progressive, Geico, Allstate, State Farm, Jake, don't matter. They all offer roadside. Amara, why are you calling this man? Why? Then while meeting, I get even more upset because Marlon, she cries to Marlon, which pissed me off. You crying to somebody else's husband who you beefing with. Then secondly, Marlon takes that and is like, I never feel appreciated. Well, guess what, nigga? Nobody appreciates a serial cheater. The hell you expect? All you do is cheat on your wife. You slept with your wife's sister, not her half sister, her full blooded sister. Of course, you're not appreciated. So I'm over it. All I have to say is Amara's wrong. And Marlon, once again, has Flo looking out here stupid. He helped the wife's op. I don't have it. I think it was all bullshit. It seemed fake. Secondly, I want every woman to hear me right. With this full set on, I can change a tire, I can change a battery, I can charge a battery, I can jump a battery. Amara, James, go ahead. I have nothing. I can't.
I couldn't wait because Let me explain something to y'all. I'm gonna do a disclaimer real quick because I know how some of y'all be real sensitive about these people. So I'm gonna do a real disclaimer. If something really did happen to her, one of her twin daughters, prayers are with her at the moment of time, and may God be with that baby, both of the babies, because they're beautiful little girls and everything. But let me explain something to y'all. When I tell you, if somebody calls me and tells me my baby finna go into the emergency room and my truck don't start, I'm getting in the fucking Uber and I'm going to the emergency room. I'm not gonna sit up there, call an ops husband to come and jump my brand new Escalade, and I'm gonna sit in the car and talk to him and have a conversation about how nobody is here for me. And I just, I saw Trick at the hospital. He was just saying, he was there by himself. And who go be there for me? That ain't the fucking point. Don't you got to get to the hospital, get to your baby? Why are you in the car sitting with this man? And the way that truck started up, that it wasn't shit wrong with that truck. So VH1, I'm gonna need y'all to do better than this because that wasn't the scene to do. Her putting that because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. When I tell you I would have left my truck wherever it was and went to go see my baby, forget that truck. My baby's in the emergency room. Like, come on, that scene pissed me. When I tell you I was mad watching that scene, I was like, so he got the truck started. You ain't gonna say thank you. I'll call you later. I gotta get to the hospital. My baby in the hospital. I'll see you later. There was no rush. There was no concern. I get you at work, but I'm sure production in VH1 is gonna let you be with your baby that's in the emergency room. So Amara convinced me this shit made me lose so much more respect for her because I know this shit is fake. I know this scene was fake. I
I
can't.
lost respect for Amara when she started wearing the wigs. I'm sorry. I
Well,
that's when
see,
I started
I didn't
thinking
have much
something
respect
wrong
for
with
her,
her.
but she went to a whole nother level of low because this scene did exactly what it was supposed to do, which was piss the viewers off because it didn't make sense. I wouldn't have cared about that truck. I would have gotten an Uber and got to my baby. So
Mm-hmm.
no, there's
Yeah,
no,
I
no.
would have left the car on the side of the road. What the hell does it
Me
matter?
too.
Yes, right.
Absolutely. I would for my baby. If my truck wasn't starting, when I tell you I would get an Uber to get to my baby's in the emergency room, but you're gonna sit and have a conversation with Mark,
And
somebody
I
else's
know
husband.
Amara's excuse, he was faster than AAA. Girl, bye. Get you, like James said, get in the Uber. So
You didn't. You could have left the truck. You could have got your truck later.
that's the truth.
Like,
She's
come on. I was so pissed. Oh, that scene made me mad because there's women who actually do shit like this, like in real life. Even though this is a show, I think this is fake, but there's women who do this, put some strange ass man before your kids, and your kid is literally in the emergency room with God knows what condition, and you sitting up here in this truck with this man talking about how ain't nobody here for you when it's about
if
your
you
child at
say
the end of the
something
day.
to them, like I guarantee if anybody comes to her about this, nobody can tell me what kind of mom I am. I don't play about my baby.
Well,
Goodbye.
obviously,
The
want to put a
louder you
man
are,
to somebody else's husband before him when you ain't even trying to get to the emergency room. If that shit was real, now I'm just saying. Now, if it really was real, like I said, may God be with the baby, and I hope everything turns out well. But at the same time, this is what we're seeing, and the person who has common sense, common sense, would think that you wouldn't care about that truck. You need to get to your baby.
yeah. Amara think we stupid, but we'll let her think that. Um, we get to Eliza's Reigns, like I don't know what to call the woman with the tore up BBL. We get to the daughter's push party, and immediately the first thing I noticed, I don't see anybody that could be like family of Eliza's. I don't see anybody her daughter's age, like her friends, which I'm sure that she has. This was a party for Eliza because you saw all Eliza's friends. People on the show was there. Why? Her daughter don't know them. And I was immediately like, oh, this girl is full of it. Again, I think Eliza's a terrible parent. That's just how I feel. Anybody can feed a child, clothe a child, and you know, get them to the doctor here and there. That part's not hard, but in terms of the emotional part of parenting that matters, she's failed. And in my opinion, it looks like she's trying to buy her daughter's affection. So, side note, before we get to what happened at this party, Zoe Brinks came in. I am not trying to be dig. I get it, whatever, BBW, all those different things. But you have to look at yourself and understand how to dress to make yourself look good. You have to look at yourself and know what hair to put on to look right. And I feel like Zoe be looking toe up sometimes. But when she came into this party with her natural little afro puff, I thought it was so pretty. I love that on her. And I want to see more of the natural Zoe. Zoe, beautiful girl, beautiful face. I don't want to see her no more in these strange blonde and red Missy Elliott wigs. I don't want to see them no more on her. Just wear your natural hair if you haven't, and it's that beautiful. Because I was here for it. She looked good. But um, at this party, Zoe mentions her sister being Shay's sister wife, and I legitimately hollered. She called them apparently Shay and my little sister and sister wives. I said, "Oh Jesus!" But what was funny is nobody was surprised about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, Fable cheats." Shay, you are not the hottest thing in Miami. You are the hottest and biggest joke of Miami because of this relationship, which is sad because Shay is actually thriving if you look at the perspective of her being a businesswoman. She's thriving. Her company hit 1 million sales, and that was for the healthy hands, but she has other stuff that she's doing. She has great reviews with her company, like in real life, in real time. So it's kind of sad that all of that is being overshadowed because we're just looking at this girl act like a dingbat over this boy that ain't even all that cute. So it's one of those things, but nobody's surprised. So we learn that Eliza's daughter Shemaya is late to the push party because she texted, I think that's a friend of Eliza's, and the friend seemed to be closer to her daughter than she is because Eliza's daughter texted her friend saying that she's not coming to the push party and that her mama just want to look good for the cameras. I said, "Oh,
Well, I
not
mean,
only."
that's a bit of a situation there.
It made me respect her daughter though. And I think that her daughter may be one of those kids who had a mom that was not present and wants to make up for that with their child and be present. Because why would she want to go to a party when her baby's sitting in the NICU? Why would you want to be at a party? She's pumping milk for a baby that is still too weak to, be taken home. As a mom, I'm sure that her daughter's going through it because of that. Why would she want to have a party? I'd be with my baby every day. People would have to come to the hospital to see me. I'd be with my baby every day. And regardless of what issues people have in their families and things like that, I believe my family would be there with me every day, especially my mama or somebody, mother in law, all of that. So it's very strange that Eliza's planning a party instead of that. But everybody admits, and I really respected Miami Tip at the end of this. Miami Tip is the friend that you need that ignorant people like Eliza get mad at. Because the Miami Tip, the best friends that you have are going to keep it a buck with you when you really don't want to hear it or can't hear it. That's my personal opinion. Like, keep it real with people. But it just doesn't go well. Eliza gets mad, runs out the party. Oh, she's not coming. And I'm like, why are you mad at your child for not coming to a push party for a baby that's still sitting in the hospital? Even if you guys were in a good place, what if the party was a reminder that she's doing this now because her baby was born early? Like, Eliza was just horribly selfish. And Tip tried to tell her gifts won't fix it. You're not taking the right type of accountability. And this chick fixed her lips to say, in response to Tip being a friend, fuck Tip and fuck my daughter. Fuck both of y'all. I'm done with Eliza Ray. Done. I'm not even gonna. I said what I had to say at the beginning of this episode. She is a terrible parent. She is the example of some people not needing to have kids. I have nothing to say. I hope that she reflects on herself and gets therapy for herself first. And I hope that her and her daughter work it out someday, but I want them to do that with a mediator present, not just a therapist. I want like somebody from the family and from each side sitting in so that people can hold Eliza accountable. I'm mm-mm. If I was her daughter and somebody said that about me after not being present and suddenly only coming around me when the camera's back on, when you didn't call me when I was pregnant, you ain't come to see your grandchild. Now suddenly you want to throw a party when the camera's around, and then you want to say fuck me. Mm-mm. So I don't. Mm-mm. I don't see it for Eliza no more. James.
Um, I thought, yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was a very harsh thing to do. And like I said, now granted, and once again, I do see Eliza's side, but however, you just have to continue to be sorry and continue to try to be the best parent you can be and try to create a balance to be there for your daughter that you keep in mind you were not there for. So she has every right to still feel how she feels. But at the end of the day, another thing for, the daughter, I want you to seek, some immediate counseling now that you're a parent yourself. I need you to seek some immediate counseling because it's not easy. That doesn't negate Eliza not being there for you because she should have been. But at the same time, that's not what you got. And she's here now, and all you can bank on her is being there today. Now, do I feel that Eliza was doing this for the cameras? Yes. For her to, drop the price on the car, which she's right because I own the same car. So I understand. I understand doing the party, which you shouldn't have done until she was home with her baby. I feel like it was just wrong timing. I do. I feel like it was wrong timing. It was the wrong moment. I feel like you needed to wait till your daughter had gotten to a place where she is comfortable, her baby's at least at home, and that she's in a place, spiritually where she can be embraced by people. Because I'm sure right now she doesn't want to feel that right now. I think her main concern is her baby being healthy.
Why the hell? I just I just can't. I just can't. I really
Yeah, I
can't.
just feel like I saw both sides of it. I did. I felt like it was the wrong. I think it's the wrong time. I think it was the wrong time to throw that kind of party.
Yeah. I
I
think
just
that's
do. I
what.
think that was the wrong timing. I feel like right now is too sensitive when the baby's
Why
in a
throw
week.
a party related to the baby you still ain't met? That's it. I'm gonna move on. Uh
Well, she said according to her online. Now, this is what she said online because I went on her IG. She said that she has met that baby way before that party, way before any of this happened. So I don't know
I
what's
don't
true or not.
believe her. I don't believe her. I
Oh,
just don't. I just don't. I can't see that's why listen, ain't nothing wrong with having your baby when you ain't married, but you got to be careful how you have it. At least have your baby by somebody you was in a relationship with, not somebody who you was just sleeping with one or two times to get pregnant because he already had 1,500 other baby mamas. No. Women like her are just trash. That's how I feel. But we then see Shay in this Tesla coming to meet with Zoe's sister. They set up a meet, and Zoe's doing some pictures for her album. Good for you, Zoe. Keep thriving with music. I appreciate you for actually. I like Love and Hip Hop Miami because they actually showcase people like actively trying to make hip hop. But I'm gonna move quick because I got another live, y'all. So Shay and the Tesla come to meet with the event. She brings Fabo. I'm like, Shay, why would you bring this man to look a fool? And they end up setting up a FaceTime for Zoe's sister because Zoe don't want her sister there because she says that Shay like to throw stuff and she don't want her sister to get hurt because Shay do be having aim. That's the thing. But they start the FaceTime. Fabo says that tries to say that the sister is lying. And Fabo asks Zoe's sister if they have ever met in person. And Zoe's sister says no. They have never met in person. Why did Zoe's sister lie about having sex with this man and lie about being pregnant? Where did she get this positive pregnancy test from? Or did she take a Crayola colored pencil and color that pink line in? What is going on? So Shay gets mad, of course. Shay was dumb though. Shay's threatening the sister, and Zoe's like, "What, you ain't gonna beat up my sister? I'm here though. Fight me." And Shay, they're like, oh, big bitch, this, that. I'm like, other than calling Zoe big, there's not much that you can say about her. Now, it's not her fault that her sister did this. Me, I wouldn't have been willing to fight nobody for my sister after my sister lied on somebody else's baby daddy and lied to me about you don't know if the sister really pregnant. You don't know where she got this test from. She lied about being somebody that she has not met. Zoe has met him because Zoe did his hair. But I respect Zoe for still standing up for her sibling because I'm kind of the same way. My brother has done some dumb stuff, and I had to beat up one of his girlfriends before. But you know what? Whatever happens, right? So I understand Zoe for naturally wanting to defend her blood sister. I get that. But I felt like Shay, where she messed up, I wouldn't have walked out mad like, they ain't never even met. Shay, you're stupid because you were told that they've been talking for over a year. That part is true. There are text messages, Instagram DMs proving that these two did speak in some type of way. So while they may not have done nothing, this I would have took that as opportunity to catch this fool trying to do something. Because if he was in the DM of Zoe's sister, whether they slept together or not, whose DM did he get into actually meet up with in person and actually get to sleep with? He didn't do it with this chick, but I feel like he may have done it with others. And I wish Shay would have stayed instead of storming out to like kind of dig more, see receipts, and figure out more. But Zoe's sister, please don't put her on the show. I don't respect it. That doesn't make me want to see more of her. That's weird. That's weird. That's really weird. Like as a woman to lie about being pregnant in general is weird. It's weird. So yeah, then you talk to somebody who was publicly in a relationship. I knew some BS was attached to it because everybody knew that that man was with Shay, especially the cast and or family members and friends of cast. So that's how I feel about it. That's where the episode ended. I don't know. I don't think that Fabo slept with this girl, but with his history, I can't say that he's been faithful. Does that make sense? I don't think he's.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. You really think when he goes and sees the other 11 children that he has with other women, do you really think that he don't creep in the bed with them women?
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Or how he needs to be in
Or
Milwaukee.
when he goes to see his wife, you don't think the wife get her second drippings?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. We're not gonna act like this man is only with Shay and that's his only baby. Y'all know how y'all black men get, especially men from Miami or men that live in Miami. Y'all continuously have women that then go over to that baby mama house and run them up in there. So the baby mama, she gets sprung. Then she act a fool going over to your house, showing up all kinds of night. Shay's just lucky that none of the women he deal with live in Miami.
Shay
Because that show
is
would be pulling up.
Fabo is a kept man, and that's pathetic. And so is Swerve. Shay and Trina are some of the most insecure females out there because to settle to me means that you are insecure. I still don't know. I can't say what Trina's man does for a living. I can't say what Fabo does for a living. But I see Shay and I see Trina working their tails off. So he got all the time in the world to be doing stuff on her. But we're gonna leave it there, you guys. We're gonna see more of what happens next week. Zoe, when your sister lied to you and somebody else and publicly makes a fool of you and your family, that's where you let her handle it. Also, your sister looks scary because where I'm from, you know what you did that's wrong. You knew that this girl would want to fight you knowing that you lied. I don't understand why
Where
she
we
told
from,
him.
pregnant or not, she would have been there
She would have
physically.
been toe up from the flow
She,
up.
yeah, yeah, she would have been. And then what would have been happening is they would either have to jump Shay or somebody would have got mushed. It just would have just happened that way. It would because Shay the type of person. She's not civil. She's not peaceful. She's very angry and very bitter. And so any moment that this could have been false, she was gonna just do, or even if it had been true. Like let's put it in there that even if this were true, she still would have acted like that.
Yeah. Yes, she would have. Well, I didn't expect Shay to be calm at all with this situation. But as for Zoe's sister, you a scary bitch. If
No,
you
not
gonna
only
sit
that, is
there,
you're weird. You're weird. You're weird
she's
to come up with
weirdly
this
scary.
very false, story, knowing that the potentials of it that it could have been believable. But you're weird to put this on this man like that when he already got enough to deal with. Like I don't
And
understand
now
what
Zoe's family, y'all had the biggest problems with Zoe wanting to do music and be on TV until her checks started to come in.
and
Then
she
her
ain't even a
checks come
problem.
in, and now y'all, the sister being willing to lie to Zoe. Like, at least give your sister a heads up. Why would you
Right.
allow
At
her
least
to
like
set
I don't know
this
if you was
up?
chasing some 15 minutes of fame. I don't know if you really thought you had something, but sis, this was a lot. This
She's
was a
not.
lot.
I don't think
And
your
you,
sister can redeem herself with this.
no,
There
you
is
can't.
no
No,
redemption.
and the only way she could redeem herself is Zoe just mush the fuck out of her one good time and let us see it, and then I'll feel better.
Honestly, yeah, that'll be the one time I'm okay with seeing a family fight. But that
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
the episode, y'all. We appreciate everybody for watching. We appreciate you all for supporting us. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to both channels. The link to James's channel is in the description of this video, or you can just type in the search bar on YouTube, watch your mouth reviews. Lots of his videos will come up. But we appreciate everybody, and we will see you guys for the next live, which is Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you don't watch that show, we'll see you next week. Happy holidays. Adios. Thank you.